Dodging through the aisles of ancient crusted books, you completely ignore the be quiet signs in the library. Then you hear it, a noise in the distance, a gentle ook, ook. A shape. It's pursuing you through the rafters. My God, it's gaining on you. Will you be able to outrun the creature that guards the books? Or are you on a mystery quest? And welcome, everybody, to Mystery Quest, where today we are playing Discworld, the adventures in Ankh-Morpork, and a scenario called Up in Smoke.
Ooh.
Good.
Is the city catching fire?
Well, if you guys do your job well, probably not. I feel like Ankh-Morpork is always, to a degree, on fire somewhere. But we are playing a game set within the beautiful city of Ankh-Morpork. Ankh-Morpork, the Pearl of Cities. But this is not a completely accurate description, of course. It was not round and shiny, but even its worst enemies would agree that you had to liken Ankh-Morpork to anything, then it might as well be a piece of rubbish covered with diseased secretions of a dying mollusk. So let's just say that Ankh-Morpork is as full of life as an old cheese on a hot day, as loud as a curse in a cathedral, as bright as an oil slick, and as colourful as a bruise, and as full of activity, industry, bustle, and sheer exuberant busyness as a dead dog on a termite mound. We are zooming down in through the streets of the city and crashing straight through the roof of the city watch house, and we are joining members of the guards. Would you like to introduce yourself, and who are you playing?
Hello, I am Bryony, and I'm going to be playing Constable Misbegotten Ampersand, but you can call me Sandy. So I'm a little gargoyle guy. I look like a little dragon. They are not the most agile or movie. Is that a word? Movie.
Movie. They're not the most movie.
Mobile?
Mobile. Spend most of their time just sort of sitting, watching. I'm the official designated noticer, it says. So I will just be watching.
Mm. Like a sort of CCTV camera made of stone.
But a lot cuter.
A lot cuter. Although your character does move in a sort of stop motion like fashion that most people find pretty terrifying. Which might, belay a degree of the cuteness, especially when you do it like that. Actually nightmare fuel.
But when staying still, just quite cute.
Absolutely adorable. Okay, next up we're joined by...
I am Detective Bartholomew Hamraham. I'm from the Duchy of Quem, and I was shot through the heart only 3 days from retirement. I'm too old for this myth.
So you are our zombie detective working with the guards.
That's right. Yeah, I used to give a damn, but now I'm a loose cannon. The law is only more of a guideline, really.
Absolutely love it. Next.
Hello, I'm Lydia, and I'm going to be playing Igorina today. I believe that typically Igors are sort of almost like Russian, Eastern European, but this particular Igorina I see her more as a Cockney hag, because then I don't have to act. So a lot easier. She's a really talented surgeon, but she really believes that prevention is the cure, so she always tries to stop something horrific happening before it happens. She has quite a pronounced lisp. She's got grey hair. She's getting on a bit. She's a bit more of an elderly woman. And yeah, she tells it like it is. She's very straight to your face.
Incredible. So you're like the sort of the half medic, half forensic expert for the watch.
She also knows applied forensics.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, a first-timer on Mystery Quest.
Tom.
Hello.
I'm playing Constable Cliff. I'm a troll. Basically, I'm a pretty nice guy when it comes down to it. I approach every person with a diamond tooth smile. I'm determined to meet everyone halfway, right? I'm basically the public relations face of the watch, you see, because I'm so nice. Most people have heard of me, and if you haven't, I'll introduce myself pretty quick.
Oh,
Aw,
lovely boy, the
lovable.
PR relations face of the watch.
Yeah, that's me, Cliff.
Cute.
I'm a big rock boy.
So this is set in a slightly ambiguous time period of the Discworld history. The watch has opened up and they now have people of all different races are working for them. There are going to be numerous times in this game where I'm going to say things that are inconsistent with Discworld lore that you might understand. And the reason for that is because a wizard did it. And so before you kind of start explaining to me why something was wrong, wizards.
I mean, the books already have a built-in a wizard did it mechanic where one book, the timeline just completely changes, and they're like, anything that was wrong in the past, this is why.
Great. And so that is why. And so there might be some characters you remember. Wizards. What are they getting up to these days?
Such a nuisance.
Oh, God. The law. Ooh. So you guys are all in the watch house. Already someone is getting to work fixing that hole in the roof that we have smashed our camera through to come and see you guys. And it is very, very early in the morning. You've all started your shift, but immediately Commander Vimes has called you into his office and he's looking a little bit beleaguered already, a bit stressed out, and it seems like he did not want to be dealing with this today. And he's like, all right, okay, I need you to handle something for me, just real absolute quick sharp. This should be just done and dusted. If you can just, cross the T's, dot the I's. There has been a break-in down at the Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons, Lady Ramkin's place. I do just not need to be getting it in the ear from her right now at all. I want this done before I'm back home having my tea. And so if you can just get over there, it sounds like this is just not a big deal at all. Just head on down, just find out what happens. Just try and keep them appeased. Number one, find out what happens, see what's going on, get this all cleaned up. Or as always, just, make sure everything's safe. I want everyone protected, your members of the guards, protect the people of Ankh-Morpork. And lastly, and most importantly, if we can just make sure that there's I don't need any more paperwork that is necessary whatsoever. Hammerhand, you must be agreeing with me on this one.
I ain't got time for paperwork, Sarge.
Okay, this is a new accent that is suddenly just instantly. Suddenly now I'm cool action hero.
Oh my god.
It was impossible to resist.
First time. Just forgot. He's been, the last 30 years have all been an act.
Oh, wow. Death will do weird things to your vocal cords, I'm sure, and make you do a different voice every time you speak, which I'm very much looking forward to.
A wizard did it.
A wizard? Oh, shit. You're using my own tricks against me. So if you can get this all wrapped up, I just don't need to be getting it in the neck any more than I am already from Lady Ramkin.
You can rely on us, sir.
Oh, well, very great job, Cliff. But,
Okay, let's get going then.
Look, just in case you need any help whatsoever, head over to the bucket. Sergeant Angua is over there. She might be able to give you a helping hand. It is her day off, and, she's going to be... she's over there having hair of the dog today, and is going to be a little bit prickly, so maybe watch out. But, if... You guys have got this. Mm-hmm. All right. See ya.
Sorry, did you say Sergeant Angler?
Angua.
Angua.
Is how
Probably
you,
shouldn't disturb her unless we really need to. She is a werewolf.
but just in case. So you would all be familiar with the location of this place, Lady Ramkin's Sunshine Sanctuary for Dragons. And it's over on Morphic Street. It is not too far a jaunt from the watch house where you guys are. You also know that Lady Ramkin is actually the wife of Captain Vimes. This is why maybe he is a little more... He wants this dealt with just as quickly and simply as possible. And so remembering that just get this all sorted out sharpish would be absolutely fantastic. So you guys make your way through...
I'm going across the rooftops. I've been listening in through that hole the camera made at the beginning, and
Nice.
now I'm crawling across.
Doing your creepy stop motion, walking across the rooftops. You all kind of like make your way to Morphic Street, and it is super duper quiet at the moment. It is the sort of remnants of revelers from the evening before that might still be out, and maybe a few shops are starting to open, but it's fairly quiet. It's fairly peaceful at this time in Ankh-Morpork. And you make your way down to lovely Morphic Street, and one of the big presiding buildings over this place is Lady Ramkin's Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons. You stand there in front of it, blinking in the morning sun, and you see these big wrought iron gates that bear the words, "Here be dragons," in front of you. And if that wasn't enough of a clue that you are in the right place, there is a big paper mache dragon with a coin slot on its forehead right next to the gate, and it's holding a bedraggled sign saying, "Don't let my flame go out." And so, yeah, you are definitely at the Sunshine Sanctuary for Sick Dragons.
Should we knock on the door?
You do it, you big lovely strong man.
Are there any fellow gargoyles up on the gatepost that I can talk to?
If you want to look around, yeah, you're up high. You can probably get a good eye. From where you are, you can sort of see into the sanctuary itself, and it looks like it is chaos in there at the moment. That you can see just dozens of people running around. It seems like a load of the cages are open and that there are dragons running all over the place. You cannot see any gargoyles from where you are. That doesn't seem to be something in this part of town. It's a fairly quiet street. Most of the businesses around here all moved away after the sanctuary had opened because no one wants to live that close to a dragon sanctuary, as famously, dragons, when they die, are known as craters because they leave a little hole in the ground.
And explode at the drop of a pin.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see that people are running around, going absolutely crazy in there from where you are.
I guess we should go in and out then.
Well, you guys are just sort of stood at the front gate. You are welcome to. There is a big chain with a bell that you can ring.
I will ring it very loudly because I'm a strong troll.
You 100% can ring it very loudly because you are a big, strong troll.
Clang, clang, clang.
Thank you. We've got someone that can do our sound effects, but just don't steal their job. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
And it takes a moment or two, and a very, very smartly dressed, kind of quite high society woman, she opens the door and is like, "Oh, well, finally. Oh, I'm so glad that they sent you. We have quite a problem at the moment. Oh, please, come on in."
This is the watch.
Oh. Yes.
Are you glancing at your wrist?
Your husband sent us here.
Oh, well, I'm not Lady Ramkin. My name is Rosie Devant Mole. I'm head dragon keeper. But I can see you are all members of the watch. each of you will have a badge, the sort of matching golden armor, breastplate or helmets or pieces, whatever you would be wearing, that you are all quite recognizable as the watch. She doesn't have to be the smartest person in the world to be able to put this bit of information together. Yes, come. We've been we seem to have had some kind of break-in. It's quite a mess. Quite a mess indeed.
Do you need a hand rounding up these dragons?
Oh, well, anything you could do to help would be great. So you step inside these incredibly thick walls. You can see that some of them are pockmarked by explosion from the inside, and they seem to be doing a good enough job of keeping the dragons in and the people on the outside fairly safe. There are cages. All of the cages are open, and there are dozens of these dragons all running around the place, causing an absolute scene of mayhem. These other nicely dressed high society volunteer ladies are running around trying to collect up these dragons and get them back into their cages, but they're having it's just an absolute scene of madness.
Would you take us to the lady of the house, please?
Well, we've got our hands full a little bit, and
Well, I'm sure we can find the way. On we go. We just walk in.
Shouldn't we help?
Don't get distracted, Cliff. You're only 30% asbestos. I don't think you can survive. One of these things exploding on you.
I don't think Mrs. Ramkin will be happy if they get out, though.
It's not our job. We have one thing to do today. Let's not find extra work to do.
So, dragons are very drawn to gargoyles, much to Sandy's eternal consternation. So Sandy sort of knows what they must do. Just does this like stony shudder and then climbs down into the room and just sort of stands there knowing that the dragons are going to like notice and be like, okay, go on. Like someone who hates dogs but just has to has to just, okay, come on.
Okay, well, this is perfect. So I think we can have our first dice roll of the game. So the way that the Discworld game works is, instead of having stats, your characters will be made up of a bunch of different traits. And you are supposed to try and use these traits to leverage why you should be able to pass an action. And so the more ridiculous or punny, or the more of these traits you can combine together, the more likely you are to succeed. And so you'll be rolling a dice and comparing it to mine. You'll be rolling from either a D4, a D6, a D10, or a D12, and that will be against my D8. And so, which trait are you using?
I'm going to use beloved by animals despite their best efforts.
Absolutely perfect. I think that sounds like a real solid. You can roll a D10. I feel like that's very applicable. And I'm going to be rolling a D8.
A 5.
5.
I will also say that this is probably going to be a low-level consequence. I don't think you're doing anything to excite these dragons too much that might cause problems. And so you've got a 5. You've beaten me, and I've rolled a 4. So you awkwardly clamber down into the middle of this sanctuary. Cages all lining the walls, and immediately loads of the dragons just start running over to you and yipping and whooping at you and just running around in circles that they don't seem to be causing as much carnage zooming around the place anymore, and they're kind of all quite focused on you like moths to a flame. It's actually looking a little bit more chill in here. Oh, well, this is positively excellent. Could you please give me a hand getting these back into their cages? This would be most helpful.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna, as big wall of rock, just kind of herd them slowly into a pen.
super chill. I think that would work. Are the other of you guys helping?
I'm going to lean against the wall and smoke a cigarette while I wait for everyone else to do their extra work they've volunteered for.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Come on.
You can light your cigarette, a puff of flame coming out of one of the dragon's mouths, and yeah, you can easily do that.
Igorina is sort of going around grabbing these noble women by the faces, sort of tilting them up and down, trying to see if there's any kind of damage done to them, but mainly demanding.
I need to see Lady Ramkins.
Well, Lady Ramkin is not here right now. It's too early for her to be coming in. We would report to her immediately that the dragons had all been let out by someone. It's me. I'm in charge right now.
Well, has anyone got any cuts, any bruises, any contusions, any from feeling sick or queasy or uneasy?
You look around and clearly a bunch of these women who are helping to herd the dragons sort of back into their pens. A few of them have singes and some light burns because as these dragons are zooming around, they are letting out puffs of flame, and there's a couple of burns happening here and there. Nothing too wild, and it seems like they're probably a little bit used to it as they are working within a dragon sanctuary. But yeah, nothing seems to have gone too drastically bad as you kind of like have a little scan around the...
Okay, she's a bit disappointed.
Oh.
Hoping for some limbs or something have come off.
You could always kick a dragon, and
Then your leg will come up. Yeah.
they are very prone to exploding.
Oh.
I think it takes you guys a good, a good sort of like 10, 15 minutes to eventually get these dragons kind of put away and some semblance of calm is sort of returning to this place. Rosie Devant Mollet is like, oh, well, thank you so much for your help, Constable Cliff, and who's this lovely little creature?
Sandy is too shy around other people, so just sort of sits there very still, but the eyes are moving, just like, don't notice me.
You can sit on my shoulder if you want.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna perch somewhere.
I'm gonna scurry up Cliff and just sit on his shoulder and just be like, sorry about the smell of dragon piss. It's gonna take me weeks to get this out.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to? No, you didn't fail a thing. I don't need to cover you
Maybe
in
roll
piss
for
yet.
how pissy I am.
Roll for piss. Oh well. Hopefully you can help us get all of this sorted out. We've had some kind of break-in.
What is the nature of the break-in? What has gone missing?
Well, it's hard to tell. It doesn't seem like that much has actually been stolen.
What makes you think you've been broken into at all?
Well, someone came and let out all of our dragons.
Could that not just be someone forgot and left all the gates open when they left last night?
How dare you? We are one a very upstanding establishment, and it's been months since we've had a dragon get out and explode in the nearby neighborhood. We could not possibly let that happen. Lady Ramkin would have our necks.
I heard you was drinking last night.
How dare you? Well, maybe I have a little drink down the lamp and needle every now and again.
Pisshead.
Have a little tipple down there, but it's neither here nor there.
Any signs of a break-in or forced entry?
Well, no, I can't see any sign.
Let me get this straight. You have called the watch because your dragons have escaped their cages. There's no sign of any forced entry and no items have been taken. What crime exactly is it that you're reporting?
As you are saying that, one of these girls that were helping put the dragons away. She's got like a little tuft of flame in her like tightly tied bun. Comes over and pats that out and is like, Miss Devant Molay. She like whispers something in her ear that you can't quite make out. And
I didn't catch that.
Miss Devant Molay looks a little startled. What do you mean? Dragons are missing?
Did they just explode?
This other girl begins to explain, and it's like, no, we've gone round, we've done a full head count, and we're missing multiple dragons at the moment.
How many?
2 Nottingford Blues are missing. 3 golden deceivers, 4 Jessington deceivers, but most importantly, a pixie-faced smut.
How many of those other ones was there?
Well,
3 golden, 2 blue,
4 Jessington deceivers and 1 pixie-faced smut.
3 many.
Devant Molay is like, oh, it's not a pixie-faced smut. When did he last have his supplements?
What kind of supplements are those then?
Well, we have to give them supplements because, well, you must know all about pixie-faced smuts.
Well, no, how dare you to assume something of a woman such as my caliber?
Assume that we don't. Humor me.
Well, where our young dragons are, when a dragon exits this life and becomes a crater, well, it's, very upsetting and disastrous. But a pixie-faced smut is, let's just say, a little more disastrous than the other dragons.
How disastrous are we talking about here? On a scale of inconvenient singeing to apocalyptic explosion.
Oh, I would lean a little more towards the column B, the second.
Yes.
Yes, and so we have to give it its supplements every morning when we give them their morning feed. Have the dragons had their morning feed?
Don't know.
Emma? The other girl is like, oh no, we've not had our coal shipment today.
How long can the dragon go without being fed?
We would say if it's not fed for approximately 8 hours.
And when was... And what time precisely was it last fed?
I'm not entirely sure, but, it needs its supplements within 8 hours, otherwise it will be exploding. It was...
Blows up, was it? But no reason, just blows up.
Well, yes, the pixie-faced smut. It's,
How is this thing a real animal?
It's, wizards and stuff.
So let me get this straight. You keep a city-destroying, unstable dragon alive while it is sick, and if it doesn't get its medicine every 8 hours, it explodes and destroys everyone within miles of it.
This is a sanctuary for sick dragons. Some of us care about others beyond ourselves.
I care very much about myself and everyone in the city, madame.
So it's not going to be city destroying, but let's just say it's going to be a damn big explosion if this goes off. If he doesn't get his supplements sometime soon, this will be terrible. Lady Ramkin will be so upset that one of her little darlings has...
Yes, that is exactly what I was most worried about myself.
I'm so glad.
Poor Lady Ramkin.
Maybe we should look for clues on where they broke in.
Right, I can always stitch people back together, but I'd rather it not get to that because it sounds like it's an awful lot of work. Could I have some of these supplements, please?
Oh, yes, Emma, please go and get some for her. And this other young girl runs off and goes into one of the sort of like the back rooms to get some stuff for you.
While we wait, let's inspect where the dragon slept.
Oh, yes, of course. Here is its pen. She leads you through, and there's these kind of big, ornate iron cages where the different dragons are all kept, and there's a load of different varieties, flavors of dragon, all goofing around. There's one of these golden deceivers pining at the bars, looking at Sandy, and its big doe eyes. Like a lot of these dragons, they're here waiting to be rehomed, or they've been taken off the streets, and this is a place where you come and you could adopt dragons, and this is absolute doe-eyed looking up at you and is very, very, very sad. And right next to that one is this empty cage.
Okay, I'm going to investigate and look for clues.
Cool. How are you going to do that? I will...
Well, I'm a zombie who lived and died on the streets of Morpork. I was shot 3 days before retirement, and now I'm cursed to walk this earth until I solve my own murder.
Right, okay.
I have years of experience in investigating. Obviously, I'm not great at it because I haven't solved my own murder yet.
Oh, no. Okay, so which give me a line, give me a thing that is most applicable, or how do you want to use that?
I'm a detective. I'm going to detect.
Okay.
Nothing too fancy.
Cool. I think that feels pretty solid. You can have a D10 on that.
5.
I rolled a 4. Congratulations. You have won a clue.
Ooh.
So looking around in the cage, you can see there just isn't a dragon in here.
What?
Whoa.
It's gone.
They were right. It is missing.
I could see
Our
that.
first clue.
I told you there's no dragon in here. And you successfully identify there is 0 dragons in this cage. But where the sort of lovely metal filigree of these cages, they're all like beautiful and ornate. Right on the door, where there's sort of, a beautiful metallic sort of flower petals and things like that, there is a scrap of like brown cloth that looks like it is ripped off of something and is being caught on there. And you would guess that is a clue.
Has the pen been opened with like a key, or has it been broken open?
It doesn't look like this was forced open. If this had been, it would show some kind of damage.
Who has the key to this pen?
We only have three sets of keys for the sanctuary. We use the same key for all the doors here. And of course, Lady Ramkin, she has a key. I myself, Mr. Rosie Mollet, Devant Mollet, I have a key. Also, the proprietor of Nobblers and Sons, the coal merchants, well, they have a key because we have to have a coal delivery every day, and so they will come and deliver us a shipment of coal. We're the three people that we
And
have.
they haven't been yet today.
No, they should have been here hours ago, and there's been no.
And the other 2 keys, yours and Miss Ramkin's, are accounted for, right?
She fishes out. She has a necklace, and she holds up this kind of big wrought iron key. Well, I have mine here, and Lady Ramkin would definitely not have let it out of her sight.
This brown scrap of material, is this like the uniform they wear at the Nobblers?
Her Nobblers and Sons?
There.
No. You look at this piece of brown material, and it is very, very bland, very nondescript. You describe it as very boring. And she looks at it and she's like, no, they would not be caught wearing something nearly as devoid of life as this. They would have something far more exciting. The owner of the place, of Nobbler and Sons, is quite a snappy dresser, actually.
Would my sweet Igorina, would I be able to use my abilities to look at this material and work out whose it is?
Is that with the stitching, maybe?
Give me some kind of roll.
I mean,
Okay.
if the guys bring coal every day, they'd be covered in coal, wouldn't they? Like a bit of their clothes would have loads of coal on it.
Who says it's from clothes?
Give me what do you want to? If you want to find out some clues about this, give me some kind of roll.
I will use my applied forensics.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah, I'll lick it.
Yeah, I'm imagining I've got a bag with me in my little character picture with lots of tools and stuff. Imagine I've got some test tubes or something.
Oh, I
I'm,
love this.
Testing,
Yeah.
dipping it into different potions and lotions to see what coloured gas comes out, to try and work out what material it's, what it's covered in, or maybe something along those lines.
I absolutely love this. This is great. Because of the embellishment, I'm going to say you can roll a d12 because I think this is a good use of things.
7.
7. I've rolled a 2, and you do your tests. You do your put your little litmus papers in. You've got this somehow very elaborate mobile lab that you are using.
It's in my big brown bag and it's got all kinds of treats in it.
100%. You can see
Imagine there's a
the.
little hole in your brown bag, and it's like, it fits here.
Oh, it was me. There are two substances on this very, very bland scrap of material. Ink and alcohol. That some kind of drunken writer might be your deduction, but, that might be extrapolating a little bit too far. But you can notice like little splodges of ink that if this was to come off of someone's sleeve, that maybe that's someone that works with a pen. And also that it seems soaked with alcohol as well, that whoever had this must enjoy a little tipple.
Using my incredible skills and knowledge, I can see that there's an ink splotch on it and it stinks of booze. So I've deducted it's a drinker and a writer of some kind.
Oh. Excellent work. Case closed. We did it. Back to the watch.
Well, what about my missing dragons?
Is there any other ways out of this place other than the one we came in through?
Normally the deliveries would come through the back door. We have a loading bay because we'd have a cart come through. We need quite a lot of coal to feed all of our beautiful little darlings here.
And it hasn't been open today, though, the back door.
Well, no, we had a look and it was all locked up. So clearly no one's been in. And she gestures to this big sort of like a pile outside of the next to the back door of empty coal barrels. There is no coal in them whatsoever.
Was anyone on duty overnight who might have heard or saw anything?
We have our little watch dragon. Yes. Old Roughly. But I actually have not seen him this morning.
Is he missing too?
Well, I don't know. Has anyone seen Roughly?
Roughly!
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 You hear like a burp and a puff of smoke coming up from the other side of the gate. This back gate that is leading out into this sort of back street.
Oh, I think he's out there. Can you open the gate?
Oh, right. Of course, Constable Cliff. And clicks open the gate, and the doors open, and lying on its back is a fairly chubby little golden deceiver dragon, and is looking a little bit worse for wear, and is just sort of lying there, kind of mewling a little bit, letting out little gouts of flame. If it was some kind of watch dragon, is not doing a very good job.
Sandy, why don't you go and talk to it? They seem to love you.
Oh, don't make me talk to him. He'll sniff me and piss on me.
Oh, it's all right. It's just a bit of piss. Go on.
Oh, if I have to, I'll climb down off of cliff in my creepy way and just sort of sit awkwardly next to the dragon, just sitting still, like. But then occasionally darting looks down to him like.
Okay, can you give me some kind of roll? I think the dragon would kind of be pleased with you, and so I think a D10 sounds fine.
4.
Ooh, that is a fail. I'm going to say you coming down has kind of excited this dragon.
Can I help with the luck point?
Oh, of course you can. So, another mechanic of the Discworld Adventures in Ankh-Morpork game is everyone has a amount of luck, and you are able to use luck to either help out someone. If you do that, then you are able to make another dice roll using a trait of your own to aid in this situation.
Okay.
But it will increase the severity of the consequences.
Sure. So I'll spend a luck point, and I would like to use my winning smile and chiseled features to put this dragon at ease.
I think that will be good. I'll give you a D10
Okay.
because you're very, very friendly. An 8. Okay, so that has beaten my 6 that I'd rolled.
Hooray.
And the dragon that was kind of getting a little bit excited.
So we're standing on my shoulder. I bend down, give this dragon a nice big grin with my diamond teeth, and then Sandy does her thing, or their thing.
Yeah, so you are able to calm this dragon down. And between the two of you, leaning in closer, you catch a whiff of this dragon's breath, and this dragon is drunk. That someone has given it a bunch of alcohol. In turn, as you are leaning down cliff, you see that there are fresh cart tracks here. The cart has recently been here. It's early enough in the morning that the regular traffic of Ankh-Morpork would not have erased these. The grim, disgusting rain would not have washed it away yet. And a cart has, you would guess, been here this morning. Or at least within the last couple of hours.
I'll point them out to the others. Looks like a cart did come tonight, or last night, even though you said it didn't. And I guess they had the keys.
Well, where is our coal? Look. She gestures. They're supposed to have taken the empty barrels and put in full barrels. But as you can see, these barrels are empty.
Had the dragons that got out have eaten it all?
Well, no, they wouldn't have eaten all of this. The barrels would have been sealed. We couldn't risk a dragon gorging itself. They can't control themselves. Look at them.
These creatures sound too stupid to live on their own.
They are beautiful little darlings. Look, maybe a gruff old zombie like yourself might not be able to appreciate. She gets out the little doe-eyed golden deceiver. Look how adorable it is. And it's there. And
Disgusting.
begins like licking at your gnarled zombie hand.
So let me get this straight. You keep a single sleepy, drunk dragon animal as your only watch for the night.
Well, people wouldn't want to steal our adorable dragons.
Good point. Who would want to steal one of these disgusting creatures?
But we normally don't need too much. This is a lovely neighborhood. It's very peaceful. Apart from the explosions. There's sometimes a few explosions here, but
That's unrelated.
I would not worry about that.
It sounds like we need to go see these nobblers. Because why haven't they turned up? We've got to see if they've got their key and see where the hell they've gone. Are you all up for that?
Yeah, that sounds like a sensible plan.
Good idea. Tell us where they are based.
Oh, Nobblers and Sons. Well, it's over on Wharfinger Street. That's over in West. You need to cross the river, and is not.
Is that the direction the tracks go?
Ooh, give me some kind of detective-y roll.
I lived and died on these mean streets. I know my way around the city like the back of my hand.
Nice.
Very good.
I rolled a 4.
Ooh, that is a fail.
Turns out a lot of your hand has fallen off as you're a zombie, so you don't know it that well.
There's not much flesh on the back of
Your
my
hand
hand.
changes quite often.
It's mainly bone now. I'm not so familiar with that.
So there's a fail. I'll say this is a. It's not going to be a big consequence.
Do I know that I'm wrong?
I'll give you information. So yeah, this is not going to be a big consequence whatsoever. But you look at these tracks, and I rolled up 6, by the way, just for rules. You would look at these tracks, and it looks like they came here and then went back the same direction. That you would describe that you are going to have to go across the river if you were going to get to Warfinger Street, and yeah, so it came and went back the same sort of way. That you could work that out yourself pretty confidently. You have unfortunately received a consequence. So consequences, sometimes good, sometimes bad, and you will now be adding this to your sheet as a trait. And the little golden deceiver that Rosie Devant Mullet was holding.
That's the drunk one.
No,
Or a
this
different one.
is the little doe-eyed one. It's really taken a liking to you, actually.
Oh, no.
Like really taken a liking to you, and you're going to receive the trait, which is going to be friendly dragon. She's like, well, it seems to have fallen for you. Oh, they bond so quickly and they become absolutely inseparable.
Get it off me. Oh,
It is like
smells.
like a rogue kitten. It crawls up your leg and really clamps its claws onto you. And like nuzzles against your rugged zombie-like face. I believe this could be an adoption. Please, Emma, the paperwork.
I'm too tired for paperwork. I'm dead tired.
Oh, don't worry. We can sort the paperwork out ourselves. We're so eager to rehouse these sweet babies. So few people want to adopt them these days.
I wonder why.
Well, it could be the fucking explosion. No, mind my French. Anyway, is there anything else I can help you with? So do you believe you know the culprit?
Well, I think we'll go and talk to these nobblers because they had the other keys.
Well, please, we really do want our coal shipment, and could do with that immediately. Because we've got a lot of hungry dragons here, and here's the supplements
Oh, can I try one?
Thank you.
for the
Ow.
pixie face smug. Sure.
I feel like you've just eaten dragon worm
pills,
tablets or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Pretty nice, actually.
Okay. Right. Roll me a dice. I don't know how tough is like a troll constitution.
I mean, pretty tough. The rocks.
Okay, right. Roll me a d12. Sure. This will probably go nowhere, but if you're already bad, it might be
9.
funny. A 9. I can't even beat that. That's all. Yeah, you eat it. You feel a little bit less likely to explode. If anything, any kind of indigestion you might have had, this thing that is designed to prevent dragons from exploding has just settled a bit of your rumbly tummy.
Oh, I feel a lot better, actually.
It's basically a Rennie, isn't it?
Why, yes, a ready for dragons. What an excellent description. Anyway, is there anything further I can help you with?
Is it unusual for the shipment to be late?
It's never happened in all the years we've been using Nobblers and Sons. They've always been on time. We're a prime source of business for them because well, we go through so much coal every day, keeping these sweet babies alive.
And you're all paid up. You don't owe them any money or anything.
No, we fundraise, and we always pay on time. Lady Ramkin is quite well-to-do, and yes, we never fall behind on payments whatsoever. How dare you for insinuating that?
Well, I think that's everything, don't we think?
Yeah, we better go and see these nobblers and sons.
Let's go.
Cool.
I try to shake the dragon off my leg and leave without it if it will let me.
It would be hard work. You could prise the dragon off of you, but put it down as you begin to leave this place. And it sits there and whines. But as you begin to get further and further away, the whining gets more intense. And it begins to kind of smoke and smolder a little bit.
Oh, God.
And you get the feeling the further you move away from this, the more likely it is to explode.
Okay. I'll reluctantly go. Stomp back. Let it. Is it small enough to go on my shoulder, or is it too big for that?
Yeah. Imagine it's kind of like a football-sized dragon with little legs, tiny little wings, like a big snoot and a little tail.
I'll hold my cigarette up for it to light it.
Oh, it yips and whoops and climbs up you. The smouldering stops. It begins to stop, like it doesn't boil quite as hard, and it happily lights your cigarette for you and sits on your shoulder.
Perfect.
Well done. And excellent. We've rehoned one today, girls. My girls.
The first one.
And they all cheer, and everyone's having just a whale of a time. But please remember, we need to get our dragons back. And it seems like the little pixie-faced smut does not have his supplements, and if he doesn't have them within 8 hours. Well, I wouldn't want to know what could happen. See ya! So
Off we go to Noblars.
So you are rocking through the streets of Ankh-Morpork. You know exactly where you're kind of going. You guys are all familiar enough with the streets that you'd be able to work out where you need to get to. Even if you don't know the exact building, you would be able to work out how to get there. But this is going to take you across the Ankh, the disgusted, fetid river that is the absolute main thoroughfare through Ankh-Morpork, famous as being a river which has actually come up in some of your investigations before, that it is so polluted and so cluttered that if someone was to die in the Ankh, it is the only river where you could draw a chalk outline around them. And yeah, you make it to the closest bridge is Misbegot Bridge, which is where Misbegot and Ampersand is where you live.
Yeah.
On one particularly crooked end of the bridge. Can someone roll me a D6?
3.
As you guys are going across this bridge, so this is a big long expanse. And on either side of the bridge, there are these big crooked houses are built up and leaning inwards. It all looks very precarious. Morning traffic is beginning to pick up a little bit. And as you are making your way across this, all of a sudden, a rock hits Constable Cliff. It bounces off of your head. And
Who did that?
you see there is some kind of disgusting, dirty little child who has their tongue out and their hands up, and they just begin to run.
Can we get that kid? He's assaulting an officer of the watch.
Sandy, could you grab him? You got your wings.
Do you wait? Side note: do you have wings?
I do have wings, but are they functional? I don't think.
I don't know. We'll work that out.
Oh,
Try.
My purely aesthetic wings.
I would say you could leverage it for some degree of flying.
Maybe like a chicken flies.
Yeah, you might fly
down.
Falling with style.
Falling with style.
Can I scrabble up onto the roof and try and follow where the child is going?
Cool, yeah. You see the child is running away. You are very familiar with this bridge. It is one of your major haunts. And the kid is just like running through the crowd, laughing and giggling. Hee 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 hee! What a gleeful day! They threw a stone at one of the members of the guard. And they're just running down the
Dented
bridge.
my helmet.
They put a
It's
little.
gonna cost me $1 to fix that.
Oh no!
Am I quick enough to be able to jump down onto the child and pin them to the floor?
Ooh, give me some kind of what ability would you use for that?
For the actual pinning, it says I'm too shy to move if I'm being looked at. So once I'm there, I'm staying very still.
Like a weeping angel.
so I will just pin them down. But I don't know how dexterous I actually am in the getting there. I don't know. I think I would be very clunky.
Cool. Well, give me a D6 then. I think we'll go a little bit harder on this one.
6.
Wow. I rolled a 1. You, with some kind of swooping and climbing combination in this jerky fashion, you managed to leap and pin this child to the ground. Oi, get off me! I didn't do nothing!
I'm now too shy to move, so I'm just there pretending I'm not there, just like, oh jeez, oh
Frozen,
jeez.
pinning this kid to the ground, this like big heavy stone gargoyle. The rest of you quickly catch up with Misbegotten Ampersand, the gargoyle, Sandy. And this kid is squirming underneath the absolute frozen still gargoyle perched on top of them.
Okay, I'm gonna pick him up by the scruff of his neck.
Oi, get off me, mister! I didn't do nothing!
You have assaulted an officer of the watch,
No, I didn't.
and you're under the rest.
You can't. Where's your evidence?
I pointed the dent on my helmet.
That could have been anything. he points at another dent on your helmet that was done by, some thug with a mace like 2 days ago.
I haven't got that all fixed yet. Either. Cost me $2 though.
Listen here, kid.
I don't have time for your stuff. I used to care about the rules, kid, but these days I ain't got time for this stuff. If you don't tell us what you're doing and why you're throwing rocks at us, I'm gonna let him throw you in the river.
Oh, I won't do that.
Shut up, Cliff!
Okay, I would say you can. It was going to be a D12, but I think Cliff's saying, "Well, I'm not going to let that." The threat goes down a little bit, but he's still being held up by a gigantic troll, intimidating zombie in his face, who also has a dragon, who's also trying to do intimidation as well, but he's not doing the best job. So
what am I on?
A D10.
I rolled a 2.
That you have not beaten me.
Does anyone want to help?
Look, I know my rights, and unless you can place me at the scene of the crime, there's no way that you could ever pin anything on me, stupid coppers. He wriggles more.
Yes, I know my rights and my lefts too. I don't give a damn about the law, you stupid little kid.
Yeah, I feel like I've already hindered, so I probably shouldn't help.
And Sandy's not moving.
So I am happy to call a head wound a head wound. I tell it like it is, very straight.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's great. What are you gonna say?
All right, you listen here, you little shit. This is 4 members of the what? And we're not the best people you want to meet. We can lie and say whatever the hell we want to say. We could get you executed if we want. It's 4 against 1, you little twat.
Roll me a D12. I'm intimidated.
6.
Oh, I had rolled a 7.
Double consequences.
This kid wriggles more and says look, there's witnesses. How many other kids are running around here? You could never pick me out of a lineup, could you? And he slips out of his shirt and scarpers off and gives you guys the finger. And there is the local, the local sort of church book club who are out walking the orphans They are all stopped and they're looking at you. And I'm going to give you guys each the trait that you're embarrassed. They're all just like, oh, what is the guard getting up to these days? Oh, bunch of thugs, aren't they? No respect for the law.
He threw us rock.
He's a young child. You grow up, you big lout. This woman waving her book
I'm
at you.
sorry, ma'am. I'll give you a winning smile.
She cowers. With that, you continue on your way after being accosted by some foul youth, walking away a little bit embarrassed because this kid absolutely got the better of all of you. And
This never would have happened in the good bad old days.
you have made your way to the storefront of Nobblers and Sons. It is an artisanal coal workshop where
Like a bakery.
it's like a bakery where in the window of it you can see beautiful hand sculpted lumps of coal. The kind that you would find on the front of a Yulmus card. And they look absolutely delicious. If you're a troll.
They go right to my thighs, though.
And at the window, half drooling in a way that only a troll could, and there's a little troll girl, eyes wide, looking in there, and something seems amiss because all the other shops on this street, Warfinger Street, are open. Business is happening, people are coming, buying, selling, doing all kinds of things. But this store is still closed. The lights are not on inside, and the sign on the front says that they should be open by now. And this little kid looks pretty sad. This place is still shut. So that completes our first episode of the Discworld Adventures in Ankh-Morpork. Man, I really, really like this game, and I hope you are enjoying watching it. If you'd like to help support us continue to make this show, you can by going to Patreon or becoming a member on YouTube. It helps us to keep buying these games and getting people together and affording all these cameras, and we just really appreciate it. Hope you keep watching. Until next time, everybody, goodbye.